I want you to picture yourself having sex with a drop-dead gorgeous woman. She is your ideal. She is your idea of what perfection is. She is hot. She is sexy. She is everything you've wanted. And right now, at this very moment, you're about to have sex with her. You could not be any more turned on. You can't wait to kiss her, to get close to her, to touch her. And then bang, you guys have sex. Hot, juicy, sweaty sex. And you're happy. I mean, you're on top of the world right now. Your ego is flying through the roof. And then after sex, you guys are laying down next to each other in bed. She turns to you and says, I have herpes. What do you do? A, oh my God, that's so cool. You have herpes. You have an STD. You have syphilis. I've always wanted to have one of those things. Or two, what the fuck, bitch? What the fuck did you just say to me? You punch her in the vagina and you run off. No, please don't hit anybody. But think about that scenario. If you actually had that happen to you, and she was so happy to tell you that she had an STD, how would you respond to that scenario? Well, much to my surprise, and this is not a troll, there goes a woman by the name of Ella Watson. Her blog is linked down below. Not surprisingly, she's a feminist, which is, you know, cool and dandy, whatever. And of course, she has a bachelor degree in gender studies. But she is proud of her STD. She doesn't think that she should be looked down upon at all for having an STD. And while I don't think we should go around shaming people, I do think we should shame your behavior if you think having an STD is somehow empowering, is somehow a good thing, which is what has been happening over the past few months. When I read this article, when I went to her site, I didn't believe what I was reading. She started a trend on Twitter called #ShoutYourStatus. And in this trend, it is literally shouting your status to the world, that you have an STD, and that you should be proud, you should embrace it, you should feel empowered for having such a sexual transmitted disease. That somehow, someway, this is a good, positive thing. STIs are a health issue. We don't stigmatize diabetes. Why should we stigmatize herpes? #ShoutYourStatus. Apparently this dumb cunt thinks that you can transfer diabetes. Yay for logic, right? I have herpes, type 1, the kind most folks have orally. I have it generally. It's no big deal. Most people have it. I'm still hot as fuck. #ShoutYourStatus. Let's break the stigma of STIs. Whether you have herpes, HPV, HIV, gonorrhea, syphilis, chlamydia, you're still you. #ShoutYourStatus. Are you actually still you, though? That's the question I should pose to you, because apparently syphilis, I'm looking at right now on the syphilis list, is a sexually transmitted infection caused by bacteria. Even though it's curable, if syphilis isn't treated, it can cause serious damage to your brain. Seems like it already did that. Heart, nervous system, and even lead to death. So if syphilis is that powerful of a sexually transmitted disease, if uncured, why are you somehow saying, like, you're still you? You won't be you if you're dead. I'll keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. STIs are not a consequence of poor decisions or bad character. #ShoutYourStatus. Actually, bitch, yes they are. It is poor decision making. It is not being responsible for your own goddamn protection when you have sex with someone. If you're going around fucking as many people as you want, and there's nothing wrong with that, but if you don't do it safely, how are you not a bad person for getting an STD, much less them person who's giving it to you having an STD? How are you not responsible in some way for that when you're not having safe sex? But no, here we have someone trying to just say that you getting an STD is not anything to do with you. It hasn't nothing, you know, it's like take all the responsibility off my shoulders because I'm consenting to have sex with someone and not do it properly. But when I get damaged or harmed from it, somehow it's not my fault. Let's just embrace the STDs, right? Somehow STDs are going to empower me to be a better woman, a better man, because that's what STDs do. They empower you. They make you feel like you're an odd one out, therefore because you're the odd one out, you're a special snowflake, and if you're a special snowflake, everything revolves around you and not having any responsibility. Am I right? People always ask me, Daniel, why don't you take feminism seriously? It's because of morons like this. Ella Dawson is one of the main reasons why I don't take feminism seriously, at least third wave feminism, is because they perpetuate things that damages women. This is damaging to women, to glorify having an STD, to make yourself look as empowered as a woman because you have a sexually transmitted disease because you didn't have safe sex. You as an individual have a responsibility to keep yourself safe from these types of things, to keep yourself well protected, to take care of your body. You know, if you want to fucking gain 800 pounds and say, yeah, I'm fat and beautiful, that's your prerogative. But you can't expect people to not see that as an unhealthy, bad decision to gain 800 pounds or be morbidly obese. And no, I'm not fat shaming, I'm just saying that you can't expect people to accept that when you're killing yourself. I'm not gonna give you a pat on the back for having syphilis, something that can cause you potential brain damage, heart issues, and many other things that are transferred to other people. And might I remind you, it is illegal to infect someone with an STD and not tell them that you have one. But somehow, some way, I would imagine these feminists here would be happy to infect some man with their STD, because it would make them a little bit more manly, right? Why can't I take this type of feminism seriously? Is because right now, in countries where women are constantly being slaughtered, stoned, having their genitals fucking mutilated, still, they're happening at this very moment, young girls being thrown into sex trafficking, all that shit in other countries where Islam is still dominant and prominent. You don't hear them talk about this, bring this type of stuff up. And while I'm not trying to say that issues that women face in the West are that important, there are some important issues. But let's be honest, this is an issue. Someone doesn't like the fact that you have an STD or think it's irresponsible that you have one. So you're gonna bitch and moan and complain about, oh my god, someone's looking down at me because I got an STD because I was fucking stupid. No wonder fucking other countries around the world laugh at us. They think that our country's fucking crazy because to an extent, we are. We focus on superficial petty shit like this and make big deals out of fucking nothing. Oh my god, your legs are spread on a train. Let's make protests about fucking man-spreading on a fucking train, for God's sake. I mean, does this not say anything to you as a person? Where the priorities of Western feminism really lies? If it doesn't, it should. My name is Daniel Sulzbach, also known as Mr. Repzion. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Teamspeak is linked down below, thedarkside.teamspeak3.com. All my social media is linked down fucking below. And if you have Instagram, I'd really like it if you follow me.